Hey, what up everyone? JT here. I thought I would bring you the final episode of Final Fantasy IX. Well, I think it'll be the final episode. I could do more, technically. I could fight Quina, too. But you know, I don't feel like doing that right now. I want to go through basically the general idea of what you want to set up. I think the important things really are you want to have clear-headed and antibody on your guys. I think having auto life is really good, and having auto regen is pretty much a must. I mean, auto regen is basically the best ability in the game. Yeah, if you can equip auto life, it'd be awesome. Yeah, but mainly clear-headed and antibody. I like to equip all the other boosts just in case as well. I don't want to get poisoned or anything like that. I think Venom's kind of stupid. Yeah, and then you're also going to notice as I go through here, I'm going to go ahead and put return magic on Amaranth. Now, if you have Amaranth or Vivi, that's also a very good skill. Obviously, if I go through the general idea of what you want to do with characters, have Freya, you want to be using the Dragon Crest ability, 9,999 damage, with Amaranth. I mean, you can throw like really expensive items if you wanted to. You could also return magic, makes him return like Doomsday and level 4 Holy and things like that. And the general setup for these guys is I know I should have about 2 pumice pieces at this point if I was playing appropriately, and basically what I like to do is put my pumice pieces on the characters who have a level multiple of 4, so that would be Dagger and Freya in this scenario, just that way if they get hit by level 4 Holy, they don't take a lot of damage, and everyone needs to have Shadow, some way of absorbing shadow or like negating shadow damage altogether. As long as you can do that, then when he casts Doomsday on the group, then if you've done the friendly side quest, what's going to happen is that normally he's immune, or I think he absorbs the shadow damage, but after you've done the side quest, he now takes damage from it. So when he does that, he heals you and then hurts himself, and that helps you out in the long haul. But that's pretty much the setup that you want to have for all the people. I don't think you need to be at a really high level. When I first played Ozma when I was a lot younger, I had everyone at level 99, and he still kicked my butt, because there's a couple of tricks to actually beating him that I didn't realize until much later in my life, like as of maybe like 3 months ago while I was planning this walkthrough, and I was like, really? Ozma can actually be done really easily. So let's go ahead and see if I have more luck as an adult than I did as a teenager, right? Which is probably when people would get into Final Fantasy IX. But man, I can't believe the series is almost over. This is crazy. I still don't have any idea what to do. I'm really leaning towards Donkey Kong Country 2, honestly, because I've been playing that in... I guess I've been playing that in my head, like the music for that game. It's getting me really pumped. I think it's a good outlet because I can easily go through that game. It's a lot shorter. I'm thinking like maybe 22 episodes or something like that, if 22 at the most. The music's really, really catchy. I wanted to try to do like my own little editing thing. I swear what's going to happen, I'm going to use like Microsoft Paint and just like input like little pictures on the back and just try to interlay it behind like the video game footage, which is going to be totally terrible. But I mean, then you can find DK coins and bonus things. But if you did the friendly side quest, Ozma is a giant floating planet. And what do you want to do against this guy? Now, the trick that I realized is he casts Doomsday right off. Well, he can cast random things. The worst thing that he could possibly do is cast Curse, which is what he used to always do to me when I was younger. And now, apparently, the secret to fighting Ozma is that every single time you input a command and he is not attacking, he gets a free attack, which I never knew when I was younger. So, you know, automatically when you're panicking and you're fighting a really big boss, you're thinking, I need to input my commands as quickly as possible. And it's counterintuitive, right? Like, what you really are supposed to do is you're supposed to input your command as he is attacking, because then he doesn't get a free turn in that scenario. So that's the trick that you want to do. And if you do that, I guarantee you the fight against Ozma will be so much easier than it was when I was younger. So yeah, but you can see that Amaranth, you know, even though you wouldn't be expecting him to be doing a ton of damage with magic, he's a pretty decent magic wielder for being a monk. Dragon's Crest is amazing, and I just love using Freya. I was thinking about using Vivi and Steiner, but when I first played, I first beat Ozma when I was younger, I think my group was Dagger, Zidane, it was Zidane, Vivi, Steiner, and Quina, I believe, and I wanted to just kind of mix it up this time around, because I thought it was kind of neat. Berserk is kind of pain, but normally the moment I get Berserk on someone, I just throw a Geishal Green or Gisel Green on them, take that Berserk right off. At that point, I will give Ozma the free attack, basically, if he does that. Actually, you can even input the, you can throw the Gisel Green prior, like, while he's doing the Berserk animation, and then you don't give him a free turn if you wanted to. If you've been powering up Thievery at this point, you'd be doing 9,999 damage. I stole a pitiful amount in this game, apparently, so 3,000. is no cigar, but keep on working with that. But yeah, normally like he'll get a turn in, and if you're inputting commands while he's not attacking, he will get another turn in, which means more chances for him to use Curse, more chances for him to use Flare Star, things that are pretty bad. Now level 4 Holy, he's gonna go ahead and cast this if you have people who are a multiple of 4. And thankfully what happened is that Freya and Dagger having the pumice pieces on them, they absorb Holy, which is awesome. I don't think he gets hit by level 4 Holy because he's a different level than level 4. But I mean, it's just a wasted animation. It's not too big of a deal. Yeah, but if you use this strategy all the way through and then let him attack and select your commands with all 4 of your characters as quickly as possible, I think this battle is actually really easy all of a sudden. It's really weird because he was honestly the most difficult boss that I fought in a Final Fantasy, and then playing through it now, not too shabby. So click in 4,999. Come on. And see, 4,900 isn't too bad considering I'm in Berserk status, but like that's the equivalent of throwing Thievery on them. So let's get that Berserk status off of him. And go ahead and throw the attack, No Mercy. I think No Mercy is pretty good. I could be throwing items, but then, you know, I'm going to lose the item for certain. Ah, crap. Hold on. Let me get him down. Oh, wait, hold on. I had auto life on him. Just kidding. He's cool. The Dane has risen from the dead just in time for Easter, by the way. And I had no idea that Easter was coming this early this year. Did anyone else know that? I didn't know that it was coming at the beginning of April. I'm expecting, like, somewhere later on in April for whatever reason, because I made plans for this weekend. I was going to go rappelling down a waterfall, which is something that I don't normally do, and I said, why not? That sounds like fun, right? But rappelling down a waterfall, and I think that's a good way to celebrate having beaten Ozma to death. So take that, you giant mound of rebound, you Charles Barkley, and he just disintegrates and breaks into a whole bunch of tiny little pixels and fairy dust, and it's wonderful. But that, folks, is the hardest guy in the game, and you can understand why I really don't feel like fighting Quan at this point, because then I gotta catch 100 frogs with Quina. Quan is easier than fighting Ozma, and technically if you wanted to steal crap from Ozma, you can definitely steal a whole bunch of crap. A lot of good experience. I believe he has an elixir, a robe of lords, dark matter, and a pumice piece, and he gives you a pumice. And I know that people are probably wondering, well, I have a pumice piece. A pumice doesn't actually give me resistance to holy or shadow. Why would I need a pumice? Now the pumice is pretty much the only way that you can summon Arc. And yeah, that's right. You remember like that weird thing in Olver, that Zidane and Steiner and Freya and Quina fought. And I'm missing someone in that group, whatever, it doesn't matter. That giant like airship thing that we were fighting, the thing that looked like a transformer, yeah, you can summon him in battle. It's kind of cool. He does shadow damage. It's for Dagger. So I figured for the latter half of the video I would show off all these really cool things. And hold on. Let me just show you guys. I probably should have shown you guys the guidebook as well. You can tell it's like this is kind of post commentary, but if you browse through here, the pumice piece is not, or the pumice is not as good as the pumice piece in my estimation, but the ability to summon Arc once you learn it is kind of cool, and if you are a completionist, then yeah, you're going to need it, right? And at this point, I might as well just, if I'm going to be showing off these summon things, I figure I might as well, you know, equip something on Amaranth, that way he can actually get, he can be leveling up his abilities. Not that I'm going to need it anymore, because I'm pretty much done with the save file, which is crazy. This is the end. So, I hope I get a good thumbnail for this YouTube video. And I gotta thank you guys so much for, you know, for tuning in and watching the series the entire time to completion. If you've been skipping through and doing other things like that, I still appreciate it regardless. For those of you who've been interested in my life, I thank you guys so much. I'm feeling way better than I was a couple of months ago. How long ago was it when I was just feeling completely crummy and hating my life? 4 months ago? It's amazing what 4 months can do, right? I think it's just about perspective and just recentering yourself. And it might have just been like the winter thing. You know how like when you're in the East Coast, they have that thing where they're talking about how people go through like seasonal depression. I kind of feel like I suffer seasonal depression like every year right now, even though I'm in California, because of the weird hours that I work. I never get to see the sunlight. Like, last year I was working, what, like 5:30 to 4 o'clock in the evening, so 5:30 in the morning till 4, so I never saw the sun, like, any days when I was working. And then on my days off, like, the things that I like to do aren't really, like, running outside all the time, right? And then the chances are, the weird thing last year was that every single time I went outside on my days off, it was always raining. Like, what the heck, right? Question number 4, numero cuatro, Chocobo Forest is located between Lindblom and Southgate. I think that's true. I don't want to get it wrong just because then it looked kind of newbie. But I don't remember the answers to everything the Ragtime Mouse has. Ragtime Mouse. But I hope that's right. I think that was right when I played through here. So, correcto mundo. Very fantastico. I get 2,000 gills, and I love being called awesome. I'm on a roll. Call me awesome. Alright, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, but it's amazing what whatever period of time can do for you. Yeah, because I feel like I just kind of suffer from seasonal depression. Yeah, last year it was just no bueno. Couldn't see any sun for the longest time. And then this year, because I'm working like on swing shift, it was kind of the same thing for a while too. Like on my days off, I would try to run outside, but I would have the hardest time getting up. I still have the hardest time getting up right now because I can't fall asleep anymore. I fall asleep around like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and then, you know, you sleep till like 1. And thankfully, because of daylight savings time, they've changed it, so now I actually have like a 5-hour window to see sun. So I try to make it a point to like go outside and you know, like, you know, exercise outside if I'm gonna do some running, or, you know, just go down to the beach, do something, just absorb sunlight, get some vitamin D, get your vitamin D on, you know. Do something like that, go out to eat, but instead of like eating inside the restaurant, you eat outside on the patio, you know, just little things like that. I'm probably setting myself up for skin cancer, but I feel like the vitamin D helps. It just kind of helps. I don't know what it is, it feels really good. And what also feels really, really good when you're not feeling particularly amazing is working out, exercising. I think it's just getting your endorphins going. It's like a natural antidepressant. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. It's really good. I think I was watching The Biggest Loser one time. Now, I don't remember the names of all the judges on there. I know there's like Jillian Michaels and then Bob Harper, but there was this really hot blonde girl that used to be training, I think it was like season 2 or season 3 of The Biggest Loser, and I know that she used to suffer, I think she was like manic depressive or something like that, but the way that she combated her manic depression, I want to call it, is that she didn't take medication, she just worked out a whole bunch, because that was like her way of combating it, and I thought that was really interesting. Actually, I didn't even know that was even possible, and there's a lot of things where, you know, like, instead of resorting to a pill or something like that, thinking like, oh, that's going to make me feel better, sometimes it's just like a little outlet like that. I feel like that's pretty cool. But I had a chance to show you guys, basically, if you were watching the video, instead of listening to me talking, or doing both, Freya went into trance mode, and I never get to show her in trance mode. The cool thing about it is, when she's in trance mode, she just goes up and then she just rains down spears on them, which isn't as good as Dragon Crest early, but I mean, it looks cool and she can't get hit, and it's a reference to Cain from Final Fantasy IV, so I don't care. Now, Arc is a very, very long summon. Kind of like when kind of reminds me of Bahamut Zero in Final Fantasy VII, and also Arc. Not Arc. Arc is the one that's going right now. I'm being stupid. Knights of the Round. Yeah, but I'm telling you, he's a transformer. He's a robot in disguise, right? Check this out. He's like... Right? Is that not, like, Megatron, or... What was the thing that the Power Rangers used to fight in? The Megazord? Yeah, he looks like a Megazord. And then this kind of reminds me of a Dragon Ball Z attack right here. This totally looks like a Dragon Ball Z attack. This reminds me of Dragon Ball Z right here. It's so good. I really need to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai, but I'm just so behind in terms of like video games I need to play. Like I'm still like at the very beginning of Zelda Skyward Sword, which is ridiculous for me because I really like Zelda games. But I'm just so far behind, and I hate the you know what I hate the most about Skyward Sword? It's not really the game itself. The problem is that I hate motion controls. I've come to realize that. Like, when I first got a Wii, I thought it was kind of cool. You can drive Mario Kart Wii, but like the most fun for me to drive Mario Kart Wii is when I'm actually using a controller, because that's when I have the best control of my character, and I'm like really competitive in that way. So like anything that makes me more newbie at the game, I'm just like, whatever. But the thing about Zelda Skyward Sword, if I can stay back on topic, is that Zelda looks, or Link looks so derpy when he's running around with a sword because he's emulating the way that I'm holding the controller. He looks so stupid when he's running around, and it drives me mad. I don't know how to describe it. I wish I could give you guys a screenshot because I don't know how to. I can't record stuff on the Wii yet because I don't have the stuff for it. But he looks so derpy when he's like running around with this sword. He's like holding it in an awkward position. Like clearly I was never a knight in a past lifetime, even though that would be really freaking awesome. Like when I'm pretending that I'm like a Jedi Knight, or that, you know, you're in medieval times, or like you're participating in Lord of the Rings or something like that. Yeah, that definitely wasn't me the way I'm holding my sword. I look ridiculous. But I mean, but in my defense, you can't hold it with two hands either because you have a nunchuck, and you know, like knights never had nunchucks. They had shields, so whatever. You know? But I thought I would go through some of the animations of some of Dagger's summons. That's why I put the boost ability on her, because I don't think I've shown you guys all of them. I think you guys have seen Bahamut in this game, but I wasn't quite sure, so I figured I'd just kind of cycle through a couple of them. I don't think the Atomo summon is really all that interesting, mainly because after seeing that animation, when Atomo sucked up all the people in Lindblum, yeah, nothing can compare to that animation, right, from disc number 2, so I'm not going to show that one. Not really important. You guys have already seen Rama. I don't know if you guys seen Leviathan already. I really don't even know if I've shown you guys Leviathan for Final Fantasy VII. Because I remember when I summoned him against Demon's Gate, I think the animation, or like the way that the camera was set up during the animation, it was just like a giant, all you saw was like the back of Demon's Gate the whole time, so you really didn't get to see Leviathan. But it was kind of cool. I figured I'd just cycle through a couple of those little summons before I rounded out the video. If you guys wanted to see me fight Quan, you can always let me know in the comments below, and if you guys begged pretty please, I might consider doing it. I don't know. I really don't think it's all that important, because honestly, if you've beaten Ozma, you can beat Quan. Like, let me look at like the thing for Quan. Like, he's nothing. He's honestly like, it's a joke to fight him. I don't even know what he's total garbage. I don't even know where like the info for fighting Quan is. Like, he's so lousy. The only important thing is that you can steal a Robo-Lord from him, which is kind of neat. I think like whenever you can steal a Robo-Lord from anybody, it's kind of cool. But other than that, yeah, it's really easy. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, but I mean, in terms of things going on in my life, I just want to say that I think work is doing okay. Work isn't like, I'm not doing something that like I love necessarily. The only thing that like I really enjoy about work is that I really like what the work goes towards. Like the fact that we're making like biological drugs, and that is helping people who have rheumatoid arthritis, and you know, like it's helping people with colon cancer and different things like that. That's cool. You know what I mean? Like, to think that like the material that I put into a container, like when I'm running this area and I'm making the schedule, like how important like my job actually is when you put it in that perspective, because so many lives are actually depending on it. It's kind of weird. I kind of feel like I'm touching more lives at the moment than I would have been if I was like a doctor at the same time, right? Even though the contribution that people would probably perceive would be very different. I think that's kind of neat. I really think that's kind of neat, and I really like the summon animation for Shiva in this game for whatever reason. I think I liked it when I was a little kid, because I think like when she turns around right here, like her boob kind of lifts up, and I was just kind of like, I was a little kid back then, and yeah, I thought that was hilarious. And I know that there's like someone who's like watching the video who's like, what? And then they're gonna click backwards, so yeah, it's okay. I saw what you did there. I think those are like the animations that I wanted to show. The Grand Dragon can pretty much get hit by a couple of those things and not die, so I figured that was kind of neat. Amaranth never was at a really low level. It was really like a luck of a draw. I mean, like if I had people that were more in a multiple level of 4, I would have had to have leveled up somebody randomly to try to get them off that level. But because I only had 2, I was like, they worked out perfectly. Zidane and Amaranth always have like pretty good equipment to protect them against shadow damage. So the fact that Freya and Dagger were the ones that needed the pumice pieces were the people that I wanted to give the pumice pieces to anyway. Yeah, but that pretty much covers it. I mean, work's been pretty good. Love life's been like whatever, but I like the idea of, you know, just working out and just kind of focusing on yourself, and then doing all these other things and recognizing that, you know, you're like, if people don't see what you think they should be seeing, you know, just just enjoy yourself and enjoy your company, and if you're comfortable like in your own skin, I feel like someone's got to gravitate towards you at some point, right? And it's not really that big of a deal, because I think if you're enjoying the company of, you know, just hanging out with people, having a good time, when you're by yourself, you're not feeling completely lousy and you don't need other people to be happy, I feel like it's completely different, right? It's good. And if you guys are wondering why I'm continually bugging the Moogle, is mainly because of the don't call me thing, and you're starting to tick me off, Kupo. And it's fun because you can see like the little rage thing on the side of his head. Like if you look really closely at the screen right now, like as he flies in, you can kind of see it. I'm totally kidding. But you can kind of feel the tension, and because I told you guys that he said something like really mean, I just wanted to show you guys that before I ended the video. But I'm sharpening my knife, Kupo, and in that I'm going to leave the video. It's amazing. Thank you. Like, comment, and sub if you enjoyed, and I will find you guys in the next series or the next video in the series. Thank you so much. GT out.